Well, welcome to another edition of the Digicel Sports Show right here on Islandstats.com. I'm your host, Earl Baston, and joining me yet again is a smiling because Bermuda had a wonderful weekend in sports, juggling Jay. Jay, I know you want to jump right into Florida winning.
Yes.
Tyler Butterfield finishing second.
Yes.
The netball team doing well over in Scotland. We had a host of things to talk about. But first, let's get this message from our sponsor so we can get right back here to discuss this weekend's sporting events.
Bermuda, listen up. D-Music is here exclusively for Digicel customers. Open up a world of music at your fingertips and access millions of songs from free. With D-Music, you can easily search for your favorite artists and create playlists to fit your lifestyle. Plus, you have the option to download music to your device so you can find a song for any moment, even when offline. D-Music comes with 1 gig of free data to stream and download songs without it impacting your data usage. That's 32 hours worth of music. Visit us in-store or online to see how you can get D-Music today.
Well, Jay, Florida.
Still amazes me. I don't know about you, Earl.
Well, she took those first two triathlons off due to injury, came back. There was some talk about what shape she'll be in.
Yeah.
And she closed all those doubts of all her competitors, winning in a record time. But obviously, she's made her claim that she wants her title back. She wants to defend it just by that performance.
Well, you mentioned the record itself. I mean, the largest winning time.
Mm-hmm.
I'm wondering what will be, and I didn't hear the interview with the second place.
She was probably going by there.
Well, just my point is, and that's what you want to hear because you want to see, maybe they might have had a bad day and Flora actually had a great day. You never know in sports. Sports is like that, you can have a really good day and I just had a stinker. Which will lead to a perfect scenario of, that record.
Right.
So I'd love to hear that side of it. But if she was in great shape and done the best she can, and then Flora still had this record, wow, that sends out a lot of signals for the rest of the competitors for this season.
Yeah, I mean, Flora Duffy has been knocking at the door, and we saw last year was that breakout year. And I think I said this before, and we've talked about it before, that previous year, Xterra gave her that winning feeling, gave her that ability to know what it's like, know what you have to put in, and she's come out since that and has dominated the women's field. Okay, the Olympics didn't go her way, but primarily she's dominated the women's triathlon for a year and a bit now.
Interesting you say that, Earl, because sometimes, we also hear that sometimes you learn your best lessons in a losing cause.
Mm-hmm.
But then you don't want to get used to losing either,
right, because
you don't have that sense of confidence when it gets down into crunch time. And that goes through all sports. So, like you said, going to the exterior, give you a chance to gain some confidence in winning, knowing how to come from behind, or how to keep a lead, and different ways of winning. Because sometimes it doesn't always go your way.
Mm-hmm.
You got to make some adjustments within it. For her sport, you got to make some adjustments, whether it be the swim, whether it be the ride or the run. But like I said, with the disappointment from the Olympics, and it was so much expectations from the Olympics.
Yeah,
it was a lot of expectations.
Yeah.
And once again, it was our stinker. What a fine time to pick a stinker. But that was a stinker for her. I believe she ended up with 8th.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But in saying that, she showed her quality right after that.
Yes.
So you look at that's more of a blip more than anything to her career. And man, you start to look back and saying, wow, I mean, can it get any better? And right now it's getting better.
In her first race back after claiming her debut World Triathlon Series world title last year, Flora Duffy turned to the 2017 season and walked right back into familiar territory on top of the podium when she won the 2017 ITU World Triathlon Yokohama. She clocked a winning time of 1:56.18. Well, Jay, not only was Flora dominating, Tyler Butterfield finished second in the Ironman. Now, I don't know if you
Every time I hear that word iron, I'm trying to figure where the iron comes in.
Well, you need a lot of iron to run, ride, and swim for as long as they had to. Now, he done a full Ironman about a month ago. Finished high in the rankings. But this half Ironman, 70.3, he done it in 3 hours and some 20-something minutes. But the fact that you're going to be swimming for half an hour, riding for 2 hours, running for an hour and a bit, it's got to be a ride you can get somewhere along the way. And I'm not talking about that pedal bike.
Well, you know me, I've been cheating from day one. No, but it just shows not just determination, but once again, and unfortunately for Tyler, he's beginning the season, he was a bit injured too, and he's coming back from injury. But also, like Flora, coming back with a vengeance.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what rehab they've been going to, but great stuff from him, and and I think he really knows now what his body's capable of. And I think with the athlete, especially an endurance athlete, is you're always pushing your body. You're always pushing to see how far it can go. And I think he to this point now, he knows when to rest. We keep talking about that, when to rest or when to exert. And now he's more or less managing his sport.
Yeah. Well, he came out of the water in the lead pack, moved his way up the ranking on the cycle, and then on the run, he just ran out of real estate in catching the winner, but a strong performance. Let's get the results and the roundup from Tyler Butterfield competing in Mexico. Tyler Butterfield produced another strong display to finish second in the Ironman 70.3 Monterrey in Mexico, finishing just 24 seconds behind Kevin Collington from the USA. Butterfield finishing second in 3 hours, 42 minutes, and 34 seconds. Jay, our netballers will return after somewhat of a successful event over in the European Championships, 2-2. They beat Israel twice, going down to Ireland and Gibraltar. But a learning step for some of these young ladies. Some of these veterans were able to inflict their know-how on the team, and I think it's a step in the right direction for netball in Bermuda.
Well, you said somewhat of a success. I'm just going to say it's an overwhelming success. If you look at where netball was about 5 years ago, Ireland to what we're looking at today, I think they've done a tremendous job of, you can remember the under-21 championships not too long ago, done quite well in that.
Yeah.
This has been the next step in that, and obviously the next step is to actually get ranked. Hopefully from here they go to New York in June. A few more games. Hopefully, we're trying to get to 8. This one we might not be, but we're trying to get 8. Once we get 8 on our belt, we can get world ranked. But that's the road we got to go on. And now, all the youngsters, the under 21s and below, they see what they're up against. They see what they got to go up against, and they see what they got to strive for. So you almost look at these group of girls right here. I don't know if they know it, but they're almost pioneers right now to these young girls because they're stepping in waters that hasn't been stepped in before.
Yeah. Well, let's get the roundup of the 4 matches over in Scotland. Bermuda closed out their participation in the European Netball Championships in Scotland with a win. Bermuda took on Israel in their final invitational section match, defeating them for a second time in the tournament. This time it was 50-36. The win comes a day after Bermuda went down twice. They first fell 44-24 to the Republic of Ireland, and then they went down 50-44 to Gibraltar. Well, Jay, on Saturday, some would say it wasn't a good day at the stadium for the Bermuda rugby team as they went down 59-7 to a very strong Mexican team. Mexico scored early. Bermuda tied it up. Things looked good. But then Mexico stamped their authority on the match, went right back down and scored.
You say?
and just kept dominating Bermuda, figuring out the weaknesses and kept exploiting them. Got a chance to speak to both captains after the match to get some insight on, well, first from Bermuda, where do we go from here? There's still 2 matches to go, and the Alonso Pons, the Mexican captain, was really pleased with the performance, and they felt it was unexpected. So let's get those 2 interviews from Saturday's match at the National Sports Centre. Obviously, tough day at the office. How do you regroup, because you still have 2 more matches to play? What do you do to get back into it?
Yeah, we knew this was going to be a tough game. I mean, just Mexico's a huge nation, little old Bermuda, so we knew it was a bit of a David and Goliath battle. And it's particularly in that first 30 minutes we did struggle, and I think some of that was just lack of match fitness. I mean, we've had quite a break now between the end of our domestic season and this is the first of the internationals. What was really positive, once we kind of got through that first 30 minutes, we really changed gear, and the game started coming together, and we became much more aggressive in defence, and we got some big ball carriers going, and we've got some really powerful guys. So once they get up and running, they're difficult to stop. So really happy with the second half of the game and the end of the first half in terms of the way we played and the spirit the boys showed. So I think in that context we ended pretty strongly. So it's a natural springboard now for the next couple of games. So not too downhearted really.
What do you tell the boys in the dressing room? Because obviously you had a lot of youngsters coming into the team, their first caps.
Yeah, and didn't they do well? I mean, so some of the really young guys, blooded, first, maybe second max season of senior rugby, and coming into this, and I mean I don't know whether you saw some of these Mexican guys, real talented guys, great athletes, from 1 to 15, some big powerful guys out wide as well, and particularly in the middle of the park, some really big guys. So they did really well. It's just great experience for them. It's great experience for them to be in the camp with the guys, learning about what's required to prepare for this sort of game, and there's nothing better than this sort of experience out here. So that's really positive.
All right, well, back to the drawing board, and we look forward to the next 2 matches.
Yeah, no, absolutely, Earl. I mean, again, not too despondent really at all. And the message going back into the changing room really is, let's look after the things we can control. It's the fitness, it's the effort, it's the energy, it's the application around the park, and then you saw quite a bit of rustiness, particularly in our line-outs and some of our set pieces, and so that cost us a lot of possession. You can't really play rugby without the ball, so we've got some work to tighten up on, but it's a decent start in a way, yeah.
Okay, well, obviously Mexico wanted to come to Bermuda and put on a good performance. You think you guys accomplished that, regardless of the score?
Well, yeah, we have a lot of new guys on the team, so we didn't expect this score, but we're really happy, and we're just looking for the next game, This is our first final, and the next one, hopefully we won it as well.
So you put a fear into the rest of the countries you got to face because of the score here, because Bermuda has been doing well over the last few years in rugby. What have you guys been doing to prepare for this game here, and then what are you looking to do next game?
Well, first we've just been training a lot, all the team. We have a good connection, so it helped us a lot, And for the next game, we didn't expect anything. We just want to play our game, and hopefully we won.
When you looked at the halftime score, what was the talk in the dressing room about? How did you want to approach the second half? Because you were well in control.
Well, we just keep it simple, keep it basics and clean the rocks, because it was really messy. So our goal was just clean the rocks, take the number 6 and keep our game,
You seem to be pushing around Bermuda a lot off the ball, and just more or less taking right control of the game. Even when Bermuda scored to level things, and then they took the lead, you guys went right back and kind of stamped your authority on the game. Was that what you wanted to do from the outset, make sure that you were always in control?
Yeah, for the first minute, that was the goal, keep the control and have a lot of pressure to make a lot of mistakes for Bermuda. So I think it helped a lot. Have a lot of pressure and keep it simple like that.
All right, well, congratulations.
Thank you.
All right. Well, Jay, on Sunday, 2 of Bermuda's players were involved in English playoffs. Nikki Rouse in Huddersfield in the championship playoff match, Reggie Lamb and Carlisle United in a Division 2 playoff match. But they're getting an opportunity now. Niki's been through this before with Bradford City, but they're getting an opportunity to live what an FA Cup like atmosphere would be like, because remember, lose and you go home, lose after the second leg and you go home. And both teams go into the second leg even. Niki and Huddersfield drew 0-0 with Sheffield Wednesday, and Reggie Lamb and Carlisle United. They had to come back from 3-1 down, 2 late goals, but it's 3-3 heading to Exeter City. Very interesting matchups on Wednesday and Thursday of this week.
Yeah, I got to see a bit of Keys game. They should have put some goals away.
Yeah.
They had their chances. And I think right now they're probably kicking themselves where they're going into the second league level. But it's gonna, you got to almost make a clean slate and go at it again because you didn't take the chances and they're gone. So you got to create new ones. And I think they look like the better side. But Earl, you said it. One goal can make a difference, and you can go home.
Yeah.
And that makes all the difference between going up and staying where you are. So it'll be interesting with Naki and his teammates from the replay. By the next leg.
Yeah. Well, again, Naki's been through it. They have the young Braun that's come from Chelsea on loan.
Yeah, on loan.
So they have the experience of going through this before. And I would say the odds are still with them only because of the dominating performance they had, although they didn't score. Now, they knew a away goal can equal 2.
Yeah.
So all they have to do basically is get a good start and score a goal, and they are completely in the driver's seat. So, and the same thing for Reggie Lamb's in a little different position.
A little bit different.
Those 3 goals away from him, basically they have to win now. They cannot come away with a draw. They're in a position that has to come out with a win. So we'll see how that match ends up on Thursday, but obviously all eyes will be first on Naki's team playing Sheffield Wednesday tomorrow night, Wednesday night. So, it's going to be interesting.
Yeah. I'll be watching.
Oh, yeah. Well, me too.
Open up a world of music at your fingertips and access millions of songs from free with D-Music, exclusively from Digicel. With D-Music, you can stream and download songs and create playlists of your favorite artists to fit your lifestyle. Whether you're working out at the gym, getting ready for a Friday night, or just chilling at home, D-Music comes with 1 gig of free data to stream and download songs without it impacting your data usage. That's 32 hours worth of music. Visit us in-store or online to see how you can get D-Music today.
Well, 2020 cricket this past weekend, interesting matchups. A few people had said to me about big games. When they say big games, I think they meant big names of teams going by. Everybody was waiting for the matchup between St. George and Bailey's Bay. And realistically, if you were talking maybe 15 years ago,
yeah.
But times have changed with both clubs. Bailey's Bay are doing well, and you expect them to be in contention for the Premier Division. St. George's could be doing well, and you expect them to be in contention for the First Division. But 2 different sides of the fence you're talking about. Then you talk about St. David's playing Somerset. Same thing. Willocott's playing Cleveland County. You had Southampton Rangers playing Western Stars. Now there's been a lot of talk about Western Stars with this influx of players, but we have to keep things in context that they're still a young team with the 3 experienced players going. The youth around them, they have to almost help to pull along. In the First Division last year, they done well and got promoted. So.
Well, it'll be interesting because whoever you talk to, have they been watching local cricket for the past 2-3 seasons? Let's start off with your team, St. George's. Realistically, Mackay, Simmons, it's been a cup match, but realistically, it was hard for us to pull anybody else out of that squad to play for cup match. And they've been in the First Division now for a couple of seasons. So it's interesting to see expectations. Where are they? I mean, they're still there. They're still in First Division. So it's not like they came up and are vying for the primacy of our Premier. They're still in First Division. It is what it is.
Yeah, and that's the basis of it.
Somerset, well, we're in Somerset now.
They went down.
They went down.
Yeah.
So obviously there's a reason why they went down. Willocott's, we know they've lost a lot of players over the last 2 seasons. So 2 seasons ago, they were one of the top teams in the island. Well, they're not there anymore. Bailey's Bay have been consistent. St. Davis have been consistent.
Yes.
And Rangers have been consistent.
Right.
Throughout this 2020.
Right.
We see the teams who have been consistent and teams who haven't.
Right.
With the Western Stars, Jacoby Robertson not playing this weekend.
Right.
But that's one of the cogs of the wheel that they need, because he's one of the leading wicket takers probably for the last 3 years.
Right.
Next to Kyle Hutzel and a few other guys. So when you start adding up all Jacoby's wickets not being there this week, not only wickets but also his explosive bat.
Yes.
You know,
Contributes to the outcome of a lot of men.
Now then you throw in evening league team.
Yeah, Tough Dogs.
Then you throw in a commercial team.
North Village.
You can get scores as high as 200.
Yeah.
And scores as low as 44.
That's right.
No surprise to me.
No.
One surprise, I won't say one surprise, because if I see him, he might say, I'm good for it, right? But Ricardo Bregman has started off this season.
Yeah.
From
Southampton Rangers.
Well, let's even go back to, even though it was an exhibition.
Yes.
For Craig Crockle.
Yes.
Which you end up being MVP for that festival.
Right.
But he's come out guns a-blazing.
Oh yeah. Given the chance and the opportunity to bet, some guys love that atmosphere.
And I'm just gonna throw it out there. It is early. But that wicketkeeper spot for Somerset in Cup match,
It's up for grabs.
Might be up for grabs.
Well, we'll get down that road, because some people are only worried about a sailing event being between all that. But
we gotta look at it. When we start talking about cup match, it's not that far away when we're talking about picking players or having players in place.
Yes.
That coaches would be looking at.
You want a good start to the season and be consistent in what you're doing. And obviously, he's keeping wicket for Rangers. So he puts himself in that field.
And he's played before.
Yeah. So you can see recall, maybe. We'll see how the rest of his early season starts.
Mine is 2020.
Well, yeah, but hey, you take that same aggressive style into a 50-over match, because now you have more balls to face.
Yeah.
So your approach could be the same, but just a little tapered. So So let's get the roundup of the 2020 matches and the top performers over the weekend. After 2 days of 2020 cricket, today we bring you the results. St. George's defeated Tough Dogs by 35 runs. St. George's batted first and scored 135 for 6, and bowled Tough Dogs out for 100. St. David's Cricket Club won by 98 runs after they scored 180 for 7 and restricted Somerset Bridge to 82 for 9. Cleveland County won by 16 runs against Willicott. Cleveland County scored 151 for 5 and bowled Willicott out for 135. Southampton Rangers won by 103 runs over Western Stars. Southampton Rangers scored 209 for 5 and restricted Western Stars to 106 for 8. Bailey's Bay won by 62 runs over Devonshire Recreation Club. Bailey's Bay scored 156 for 8 and Devonshire Recreation Club could only muster 94 for 8. After 2 days of 2020 cricket and overseas cricket, we now look at some of the top performers throughout the weekend. Kamal Levrock was the highest scorer. He played for Handsworth Cricket Club over in the UK. Ricardo Bregman was the second highest. He scored 84 for Southampton Rangers against Western Stars. Alan Douglas had a knock of 75 for St. David's Cricket Club. In the bowling department, Dion Stovall from St. David's Cricket Club returned the best figures of 2 overs, 4 for 7. Noah Woods from Somerset Bridge bowled 4 overs. He had 1 maiden, 4 for 9. And Alan Douglas for St. David's Cricket Club bowled 4 overs. He gave up 19 runs for 4 wickets. Well, Jay, over the weekend, as we had reported before, 4 clubs got together and hosted a weekend of sport. Friday night football, Saturday golf, in the name of Harold Medeiros, a former goalkeeper for Devonshire Colts Fasco, Young Men's Social Club, and BAA. Very successful, almost reached their target of $10,000, but the numbers are still coming in. I got a chance to speak to one of the organizers, Nolan Walker, about Saturday's day at Belmont Hills.
First place, the team of Frank Fabric, Quint Sherlock, Jay Bradshaw, Clevie Smith. 49.7.
Oh, there's a photo, eh?
The first place prize is a round of golf at Port Royal.
Get the shot, get the shot.
Frankie thought he was going to get blue.
Yeah. Me too. Action.
The team of Winston Goldtrot, Randy Richardson, Anthony Toadale, and Nolan Walker. 54.5. Anthony Toadale. Basically, are you going to get Mr. Trot as well? I figured he was eating somewhere. Thank you, sir. Third place, Yoda Frederick, Joe King, S. Douglas, and D. Was it Freddie? Dida. Was it? Ron the golf at Belmont Hill. Fourth place, the team of A. Medeiros, A. Wilkinson, A. Simpson, and the guy Beaver Reed. Joe said he got you this time. I'm going to tell you a little secret about Mark and his son-in-law, Anthony Toadale. His father-in-law, I'm sorry. Toe wanted to win my tournament so bad. One year he had Mark as his partner. They didn't do so good. He picked somebody who won the tournament. The next year, Mark won it. Toe hasn't won it yet. You got it today, man. Joe, hey, my mate, Brian, do you want him approaching you? Hey, that's what you got to deal with, man.
Obviously, a very successful day and a good turnout for a friend. Something that you guys have been working on for quite some time. But give us a rundown of how you think the day turned out.
Well, you know, we started off. We thought we had 20 teams, but we ended up with 16, and that's pretty good considering everything that was going on, you know. And we're still counting the money and trying to raise it as high as possible, man. But at the beginning of this event, we had a target in mind, and the target that we had was $10,000, man. And we're getting close to it. You know. So hey. as I say, like all of this here is all about our good friend Harold Medeiros, man. At the end of the day, we want to say thank you to all of the people that came out and participated today, the sponsors that helped us out, because without them, this wouldn't have been possible, man. And as I say, at the end of the day, the guy that's the winner out of this here is Harold Medeiros, man. And that's what we want, man.
Bermuda, listen up. D-Music is here exclusively for Digicel customers. Open up a world of music at your fingertips and access millions of songs from free. With D-Music, you can easily search for your favorite artists and create playlists to fit your lifestyle. Plus, you have the option to download music to your device so you can find a song for any moment, even when offline. D-Music comes with 1 gig of free data to stream and download songs without it impacting your data usage. That's 32 hours worth of music. Visit us in-store or online to see how you can get D-Music today.
Well, Jessica Lewis continues to prepare for major events, which coming up this year is World Championships. She competed in Arizona over the weekend, finishing in the top 3 of 4 races. But she continues to impress. Early season starts, the numbers aren't where they were at the Olympics, but as her coach continues to say, they make sure that they're in line to meet those goals when the major events come to play.
Pink Hurricane. Yeah, I called it. It's my name for you, Jessica. Pink Hurricane. No, Earl, I mean, we've said this for many times, it's just where you are in your journey, in your season. Obviously, she's got her goals that she's not there yet, but she's working towards them. So she's going to use certain events to build up her strength, or it might be speed, it might be endurance. And these are the events that she's got to go in there with a specific area that she wants to work on. And you have to ask Jessica, did you accomplish what you wanted out of that event that will be leading to the next event? And I think her and her coaches, by now, they have already set up what needs to be worked on, how it needs to be worked on, and then we'll be ready to see the whole full package of the Pink Hurricane.
Well, let's get Jessica's results from Arizona over the weekend. Paralympian Jessica Lewis competed in the 2017 Desert Challenge, which is Arizona's disabled sport event hosted at the Sun Angel Stadium in Tempe, Arizona. Lewis took to the track to compete in the T53 women's 200-meter dash, where she finished 3rd with a time of 30.76. She was on the start line for the T53 women's 800-meter run, where she was 2nd, stopping the clock in 2:05.17. Lewis finished 3rd, competing in the T53 women's 100-meter dash, recording a time of 17.54, and then she clocked 1:02.32 during the T53 women's 400-meter dash that put her across the line in 3rd place. Well, Jay, over in Italy over the weekend, Team Bermuda competed in the GC32 Riva Cup, a sailing event. Some boats that we have seen here lately in Bermuda, the America's Cup boats, they were on a lesser scale over in Italy, but Bermuda took part. A little scare on Saturday as they capsized just after finishing a race. Weren't sure if they were going to continue. Everyone was safe. There was a crew on scene very, very quickly to pluck guys out of the water, get the boat upright, and apparently those boats are not easy to get back upright, but they managed to get back upright and continued the event, finishing 10th overall for their first international event in that type of boat. Still learning each other, competition-wise, communication is going to be a factor, but they got through it. So, congratulations to them. But let's get the roundup of the Riva Cup over in Italy for Team Bermuda. Team Bermuda of Mackenzie Cooper, Dimitri Stevens, Peter Dill, Philip Hagen, Mustafa Ingham, and Owen Cease finished 10th with 96 points in the GC32 Racing Tours Riva Cup. The racing concluded yesterday, but on Saturday, Team Bermuda had a scare when they capsized, but quick action resulted in all crew being safe. JD City Elite Basketball League is underway at the Summersfield Academy Gymnasium. They've had 3 nights of action, 5 games played, a lot of points scored in those games. But basketball on the rise here in Bermuda. They finished one league, they're into another league. This one here looks to be just as exciting as the Winter League. Again, a lot of points being put on the board, and a lot of aggression being shown. Let's get the report from the 3 nights of basketball right here in Bermuda. The Bermuda Basketball Association's Elite City League continued inside the Summersfield Academy Gymnasium with a doubleheader on Saturday evening that produced 283 points on the night. In the opener, the Hoop Stars edged the Flyboys 68-67. Calvert Lee led the Hoop Stars with a game-high 20 points. He also had 10 rebounds, 2 steals, and 2 block shots, while Dion Easton scored 18 points for the Flyboys. The International Bowlers were in control of Game 2 from start to finish, picking up a 90-58 win. Dean Jones led the way with a game-high 20 points. He had 10 rebounds, 2 steals, and 2 block shots, while Jojo Perez scored 17 points in a losing cause. Well, baseball season might be underway in the U.S., but it's also underway right here in Bermuda. Our youngsters are down at the YAO ballpark, and the runs are aplenty. Marlins and Cubs played on Saturday. Let's get the report. Well, first, what's your thought on baseball?
Baseball. Oh. Well, you know, first things first, I don't know if you Sunday, Mother's Day, Yankee Stadium, they played honor to Derek Jeter.
Number 2. Captain.
Derek Jeter.
Yes.
You see many Yankees hats. I'm actually a Mets fan. But we also, one thing about me in sports, I always love excellence. And he's been a model of excellence, not just on the field, but off the field. And you got to see that through that ceremony. But in saying that, he's generational. Whereas you saw even the Yankees played the Houston Astros. There was a player on the Houston Astros wearing number 2 just because of Derek Jeter. Now, let's bring it back home now. You're going to have kids here, especially in our league, who are trying to emulate the players in the major league. And this is where it comes around. And for baseball, the variables of baseball, because I've seen when they had the baseball, the world, it was almost like the World Cup of baseball. But what happened, that World Cup team actually went down and had a cricket session.
Yes indeed.
I don't know if you saw some of the stuff on, and you know, guys like Braun and these guys trying to hit a cricket ball. It was the funniest thing ever. But the mutual respect, because the variable of the game itself, when you're talking about that small ball on a short distance, 90 miles an hour.
Yeah. Average.
It can get quite difficult. But what they've done down, if you used to go down the south side on a Saturday, those fields are jam-packed every week. So, and I'll just give you one quick story. He might admit it to you, but the former captain, Bermuda captain, cricket, ever remain. He probably would have been a good baseball player if I didn't rescue him from baseball to play cricket.
Oh. You rescued him?
I rescued him from playing. He was a baseball lover, didn't really like cricket as much.
Right.
I said, no, you got to play cricket. Now, he might admit it to you, but I rescued him. But a lot of guys from the East End was playing baseball at the time. And but you can see the popularity. And it's great that we've seen some guys leave out of here, play college, and trying to make a little life out of it. So be interesting to see what's put in place as far as sponsorship, because that's what it takes.
Yes.
And when we do actually get a national team together, because that's how we're seeing the netball come back around. I think we can actually see a national squad from baseball. We haven't talked about something like that in
years.
Yeah. You know, so it'll be interesting to see what their plans are, taking it to the next level, even if it's at a youth level.
Well, they do have 2 teams going away to an international event in the coming weeks.
Right.
So it's something to build on. I
Right.
know this is not the first time they've done it, but it's something that they need to continue and offer. You know, we can offer different age groups, especially as you get older. Some guys do like to play. They were playing softball. They were playing fast pitch softball. Why not try that baseball? No, you ain't gonna park your car nowhere near.
Yeah.
but it's one of those things to something different.
And also, just for me personally, I love to see played around the island a little bit more. There are other fields that once upon a time
Used to cater to it.
Cater to. White Hill.
Yes.
You even talking about Shelley Bay. So there are a few other fields besides down the south side, and I think that will even help the sport itself grow in popularity because, you know, like I said, coming going all the way down the south side. If you stay up the western side of the island, it is a travel first thing on a Saturday morning.
Wow. There you go. But let's get the roundup from Saturday down at the YAO ballpark. Play in the YAO Baseball League continued on Saturday at Southside. The Cubs watched the game slip away early and couldn't recover in a 17-2 loss to the Marlins. The Marlins took an early lead in the first inning with 2 outs. Billy Montgomery drove in 1 run when he doubled. Montgomery led all hitters in the game, going 4 for 4.
Open up a world of music at your fingertips and access millions of songs from free with D-Music, exclusively from Digicel. With D-Music, you can stream and download songs and create playlists of your favorite artists to fit your lifestyle. Whether you're working out at the gym, getting ready for a Friday night, or just chilling at home, D-Music comes with 1 gig of free data to stream and download songs without it impacting your data usage. That's 32 hours worth of music. Visit us in-store or online to see how you can get D-Music today.
The Bermuda Bicycle Association's 2017 road race season resumed with the Madison Road Race yesterday down at the East End. This is the final race before the Sinclair Packard Memorial Race, and riders were looking to make statements. Matthew Oliveira continues to impress in the Adult A division when he got the better of Caden Hopkins again. Oliveira was clocked at 138.48.6, with Hopkins stopping the clock in a time of 138.50.5. Philip Mace finished third in the division with a time of 140.33.4. Rosanna Hoy and Ashley Estwanick have now officially taken their road running battle to the women's A division on the bike. Hoy was able to edge out Estwanick with a time of 129.26.3, with Estwanick clocking 129.27.6. Sarah Burnett was able to hold off the rest of the field and finish third in a time of 136.55. Well, JR, 2 professional squash players were in the U.S. Recently, competing in 2 different events. Both of them ranked 4th in the events that they were in, and both, however, bowed out of at the quarterfinal stage. But a good experience for both. For Noah, taking on the likes of a Pakistani and an Indian, while Micah was taking on someone from Italy and a Pakistani. Different caliber of players, different styles of players, different surroundings, offers them more opportunities and more exposure to the sport and their professional career.
Yeah, and more knowledge. You just said it, more knowledge. And we've heard from both of these athletes that, you know, after their professional career is over, they're looking to give back to our youngsters here. So this just builds well, not just for them now, but also for us later, you know, once it all wraps up. But you take it, like I said, it's a learning experience. When you start different styles, you know, sometimes a guy could be shorter, but his a little bit quicker, or he does this a little bit different, or a different type of spin, whatever. It's so many different variables when it comes to these sports, and the more knowledge you get, now you put that in the memory bank. Okay, I played somebody like him before. I know how to maneuver. I know how to. These are things that you take from these tournaments.
Yeah. Well, let's get the roundup of Michael Franklin and Noah Brown playing in the U.S. Michael Franklin bowed out of the $50,000 men's squash Revolution Mid-Atlantic Pro Classic in Maryland. Playing in his quarterfinal match, Franklin took on Stefano Galiffi from Italy. Galiffi won the match in 4 games. He won the first set 11-7. He would win the second set 11-9. Franklin would pull 1 game back, winning 11-3, but Galiffi would close out the match, winning 11-7. Noah Brown also bowed out of the $5,000 men's SYS Squash Open in New York at the quarterfinal stage. He went down in 3 straight games to Ramat Tandon from India. Brown went down 11-2, 11-2, 11-8. Well, Jay, that's it for another Digicel Sports Show. Started off with a bang, obviously. Still celebrating Flora Duffy winning. Tyler Butterfield finishing second. Our women finishing in the net bowl with a 2-2 record. Highlights of cricket over the weekend, baseball, basketball, so much more.
Well, you know, Earl, it's been a great weekend of sports. But I can't wait to our next show because we're getting closer and closer to the May 24th Marathon Derby. Hey, you know where I'm going with this. But for you guys to figure out what I'm going with this, you're going to have to tune into the next show.
Sure. Well, folks,
it's on you now.
I'm looking forward to that as well. Enjoy your evening from the Digicel Sports Show right here on Islandstats.com.